right. The number one issue that slows down and kills productivity on dev teams, on engineering teams, low quality requirements. Now, this is one that's actually coming from, you could say, outside of the dev team. Although the way I like to think of it, product and engineering really should be, it's two sides of the same house. So I'm going to count this as being something coming from within the team, low quality requirements. What do I actually mean by that? And then how do you fix it? Well, I can't count how many times now, both in my own experience at companies that I've run, also working with clients, when we see Jira boards or we see Asana, we see Azure DevOps, Notion, ClickUp, whatever it may be. We see so many different tools. It's not about the tools. It's about the really the one-line tasks. So one-line tasks are pretty common. No description at all is pretty common. So literally just like a header saying fix login issue, So no, there's just sort of no description on like, well, who encountered the bug, if it is a bug, in what context. All those things are missing, making it very difficult for the developer to execute against that. No, and we'll get to what the solution is, but no real way for someone to dig in and really start to get some work done, unless perhaps they've heard about it on a call, so this is just context. But of course, that's a trap because you heard about it, during sprint refinement, or you heard about it on a call with the PM or whoever wrote the task. Are you going to remember that when you actually go to work on it? And so we see this crippling developer productivity all the time. They've got to go back and ask, whether that's on Slack or Teams or whatever, or they've just got to rely on their own memory to figure out, well, what was I supposed to be doing? More often than not, you end up seeing developers simply not work on the tasks, and that's the worst. So you end up with poor productivity. So what's my fix for this? Well, actually, my fix for this is simple. It's an old adage, but I'll use it here. And then it's just that a picture is, and I'm going to say it's greater than 1,000 words. So a lot of folks know this. A lot of PM teams know this, but I can't emphasize it enough. Just take the screenshot of the area of trouble, or if you're earlier in the cycle, make the lightweight wireframe. So even if it's something as simple as, in here I'll do a quick example. And honestly, if it helps for you to do it on a whiteboard like this, do it that way and to literally take a picture of it and post it in your task. But let's say that you have an issue where, this one comes to mind, where you want to have the username. Like let's say that you've got a site where you've got a sidebar and there's like a logo up here in the corner. Pretty common, right? Maybe the logo's in the sidebar, maybe it's not. Maybe you want to have it say, who you're logged in as over here. So not a very difficult picture to draw to just put that in. Just take a screenshot of the current site, add that in where you want it to show up, and you're done. Is it more work than writing add logged in as in top right corner? Yeah, and this is obviously a contrived and simple example, but the picture puts you both on the same page as to what you're actually trying to achieve. Of course, for front-end bugs, that's easy, but even when it gets further into the back end, even when the issue is deeper, quite often, well, firstly, the picture's still the screenshot if it's a bug, the wireframe if it's new. It still helps both sides, both the requester and the developer, understand, okay, this is the expected output, at the surface layer that the user is going to experience. This is what it ought to look like. And then that helps drill back into deeper layers. Could there be issues, nonetheless, in database architecture in the back end? Yeah, there could be, but at the very least, there's a shared understanding of what it ought to be when it surfaces at the front end. So I would say that if there's nothing else that you can do to improve your dev team's productivity, create some quick mock-ups, lo-fi wireframes. They will do wonders relative to forward descriptions. We've all been guilty of it, but that's the fix.